Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tarina. Welcome all my T.E.R teachers, trained, effective, and reliable teachers who can teach anywhere. Thank you so much for joining me another time on this platform. I'm grateful for your support. So, as you can see by the topic, we will be talking about job availability versus job security. Okay. And also, we will talk a little about passing your interview, not your interview, your probation. Yes, passing your probation. Because as you know, we're in the first term, right? And a lot of teachers are in similar position where they are trying to pass their probation, making that good impression. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your support. So let's get right into the topic: job availability and job security here in the UAE. So, as you know, there are a lot of teaching jobs available here in the UAE. A lot of teaching jobs available here in the UAE, and there's also a problem with job security. So, what do I mean about job security and job availability? So, let me use my own experience. I like to share my own experience. So, as I've mentioned before, I was job hunting, okay? I saw many jobs advertised that I was qualified for, and I sent out a lot of applications here in the UAE. I even tried schools in Kuwait. I did an interview for a school in Kuwait. So jobs are available, but you have to ask yourself at times, are you the right person? Are you the right teacher that they're looking for? So even though there are jobs available, we might not get that job that we really want, that dream job. So I experienced that, and I know a lot of teachers might have experienced that as well. That you are just sending out a lot of applications and you are not getting any response from anyone, or you're not getting any callbacks. But don't give up. The jobs are out there. Okay, if you go on the platform, especially test.com, New Century, Gulf Education, the Talim website, Aldar website, Adnoc Schools website, you will find a lot of teaching jobs post their vacancies, some with immediate start and some with January 2023 start dates, right? So the jobs are available. But because there are so many teachers sending out applications, it's a little difficult. Just to be honest, it's a little difficult for some persons to get that job because competition is stiff. Okay, competition is stiff because if you have the minimum requirement rather, which is a bachelor's degree, you are going to find teachers coming with master's degree. Okay, they're going to come with 10, 15, 14, 16 years of experience, 5 years of experience, while maybe you might be coming with 2 or 3 years of experience with your bachelor's degree. So the competition is stiff. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and remember to give this video a thumbs up when you join, and you can share the link with a teacher friend who is interested in teaching here in the UAE or anywhere in the Middle East. Tell them that Tarina is on. So back to our topic: job availability versus job security. Okay, so job security, it's an important topic that we need to discuss, because you are going to make that decision to leave your home country to find a job here in the UAE or anywhere else overseas. You're going to leave, maybe you're leaving your permanent position, right? You're leaving your permanent position and you're giving up a lot. Even though you have signed a contract, you've received an offer rather, you have signed that offer letter, and they book the ticket and the visa and everything. You have all of that. You're going to leave your own country. You're going to come to the UAE. Let me check for my volume. Make sure my volume is there. Okay. You are going to come to the UAE. You're basically coming into the unknown. I did it in 2017. I've always said it. When I came here, I did not even know a grain of sand, much less a person here in the UAE who I said I could link up or, have a guide or some support system. I did not have that. So I stepped out of my comfort zone, and many persons are doing it right now. But is the job that you are stepping out of your comfort zone for, is that job really secured? In some cases, it's not. Okay, it is not. So the jobs are available, but they are not secured. Why? Because you have to go through the probation phase here in the UAE. Some schools have 3 months probation, some schools have 6 months probation. Okay, and for you to be in a new school setting and you have to wait 3 months to know if you'll secure that job, you have to go through maybe 1 or 2 observation periods, right? So you have to have some persons from admin or middle management come to your classroom and to observe you. They're looking for different areas within the lesson or within the classroom, and it's like everything is hanging in the balance. So yes, you have the offer, you're here, but the job is not really secured. Okay? The job is not really secured. So that's what I want to let you know, that you have to be ready for this. Okay? You have to be ready for this. Once you made the decision to say, okay, I'm going to leave my country, I'm going to apply for these jobs, I'm going to move thousands of miles away from my family and even my permanent job in my country to take up a job here in the UAE, it may not be secured. Actually, it is not a secured position, okay, until you pass the probation. And even when you pass probation, you are still on a contract. So you're on a 2 years contract or you're on a 3 years contract. And at the end of that contract, you have to, it's like a waiting period again to know if your contract will be renewed. Okay, you want to know if your contract will be renewed. So at the end of the day, my teachers, and this is not only for teachers, to be honest, it's for everyone who is out there looking for a job. Okay, there's always a waiting period. You apply, you wait to get information back from the school or the company that you apply to. you know you wait for the offer letter. When you get the offer letter, you wait for the visa, you wait for the documents to be processed. After that, you wait to travel here, and then you wait to start the job. And when you start the job, you're going to wait for probation. Okay, so it's not really secured until you sign the contract, and then after that, it's not really secured again until your contract is renewed for maybe another 2 years, another year, or so on. So it is very important that you have to make up your mind. You have to have the mindset to be willing to work hard. When you get here, you have to work hard. I said it even yesterday on my last live that it's a lot of work here in the UAE as a teacher. It's a lot of work. You work hard at school, and most of the times you have to take work home. If you want to take it home, that's your decision. But there are times when you want to get stuff done, and that's the only time you'll get it done. Okay? So during your probationary period, you have to have that mindset that this is what I want. You have to remember your why. You have to stay focused, and you have to give it your best shot. Okay, when you're going to get observed, or they give you the date and say, okay, we're going to come to your classroom and such a time. Some schools will allow you, like my school, to choose the day, to choose the period or the lesson that you want to be observed in. So if you want to be observed in a math lesson, English lesson, or a science lesson, you can choose that. Okay, some schools will give you the option to do that. And that's good for you, because it allows you to choose the subject that you are most confident in. Okay, so and then they'll tell you exactly what they're looking for. If they're looking for learner centered activities, They might be looking for the classroom setup as well. So you have to be ready. You have to be prepared. You have to uh, be confident, as I said earlier. And another thing too, they will also give you information or a rubric or a checklist that they will use to assess you or observe you. Okay, so you can use that to prepare yourself to see what they will be looking for and see if you're ready for that. Okay, so it is very important that you have all of these things ready when you are going through your probationary period. Unfortunately, a lot of persons, after they have completed like the first 3 months of probation, and you go for your observation feedback or your probationary feedback or meeting, you realize that your probation was extended for some reason, they are still looking for something else. Maybe there's an area that you want to develop in, and they think that it's best for you to stay on the probation, and then you move. You're trying to work on that and develop in that area, whatever it might be. But I know that this process is not easy, because at the end of the day, remember, you left your family back home, you left that job, permanent, because I left my permanent job with the Ministry of Education back home in Jamaica. I left that job in 2017, and when I came here, I was on 3 months probation, and thank God I passed that one. But the next job that I got, it was 6 months probation. So can you imagine waiting 6 months for your contract, to sign your contract, to say yes, I can, like, breathe a little. Nonetheless, during your probationary period, you will have your Emirates ID, that's your residency ID. You will have your residency visa. You will have all your documents. You will have your insurance and your medical, everything done. So even though you are on probation, you will still have all the documents in place. So it's not like you're going to be here in the country and, oh, I don't have my Emirates ID, or I don't have my visa. Mind you, there's can be some companies that will delay all of this process until you pass the probation. Because maybe they'll say that they don't want to spend all of this money, and then you're not the right fit for the company. So, as I said, job availability, you have that here in the UAE. But is the job secured? Not really. And it's not only the UAE. Anywhere in the world that you go and you're looking for a job or you're working, it is not really secured unless you are the CEO. Honestly, it is not secured. There's nothing called job security. Okay? Because for some reason, you can be terminated. For some reason, you can be made redundant. You understand what I mean? So job security not only affects, the UAE. It can affect any country. You can go to anywhere in the world and you can be faced with this. So even though there are many job vacancies, I keep sharing different job vacancies with you, right? The last time I made a video, it was over 40 different positions for secondary teachers here in the UAE. And most of those schools were only in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Okay? So think about the different Emirates as well. And while I'm talking about the different Emirates, I always encourage teachers, when you are looking for jobs, don't just focus on Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Think about the different Emirates as well. Think about Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Umal Quain, Ajman. Think about the different Emirates as well. They need teachers. Okay? They need teachers as well. Don't just focus on the big cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Spread your wings. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Okay? Back home in Jamaica, we will talk about more dogs than bone. Me not call nobody dog, don't mix me up. You understand me? Don't get offended. I'm not calling anybody that, but you know that term, you know that old proverb or phrase or whatever you call it. This is what it is when I talk about job availability. There are many jobs out there, but there are more teachers applying for jobs than the jobs that are available. And the competition is very stiff. Okay? The competition is very stiff. So spread your wings. I often encourage teachers as well that sometimes your first offer is not the ideal one, and it's not the one that's not the dream offer, let's call it that. But sometimes, you can take this job just to get your foot into the country. Okay? Your probationary period, it's that time where you can switch, you can explore, you can do research to find other jobs, okay? And leave your current job without having any legal issues with the company or with the school. So even though you're waiting during your probation to get that contract, or to know if the company is going to keep you, or to know if you're the right fit for that company, it is also that window that you can go and explore the country in terms of finding other jobs, finding other schools. You can do that during your probation. It will be a little more difficult or have more red tape after you sign that contract, though. All right, because you have to give a certain, you have to give notice, and then you have to think about if you leave without notice or you break the contract before a certain time, there are going to be a lot of legalities, and you might have to pay a lot of money to the company as well. So think about it. So even though the probationary period is a nerve-wracking time, it's also a time where you can it can be a positive thing in terms of you looking a job. All right. So nothing is secured, but we are very grateful for whatever jobs that we have, the positions that we have, and we try to do our best to stay in that position. So worse, when you are an expat, this is not your country, whether it's the UAE, whether it's Japan or China, whether it's the UK, Kuwait, Bahrain, wherever it is, that is not your country if you're an expat. Okay, so at that point you know that it is not secured. Anything can happen and you have to go back home. Okay, but at the end of the day, you're on a mission, you have a why, you have a goal, so you're going to achieve that nonetheless. All right, and this doesn't only affect teachers, or should I say the teaching profession. It's right across the board. It's a general thing. Okay, guys, so when you are applying for those jobs and you get the offer and you start the job, make sure that you're starting that job with the right mindset, and the commitment, the dedication and the discipline that it takes for you to pass that probation, to sign the contract, to finish that contract period, whether it's 2 years, 3 years, based on your plans. You would love for that contract to be renewed. So this is the thing. When you've completed at least 1 year in the company, when it comes to like December, for us teachers, admin or HR, they will send you a letter. It's a letter of intent. So this is the time that you'll let the school know if you wish to continue with them or you want to pass. What you call that? Pa- cut ties. I'm trying to find pathways. Is that it? Okay, you can drop it in the comment section. Nonetheless, you understand what I mean. Okay. So if you want to continue with them or you don't want to continue with them, you let them know at this period, because they will ask you that question. It's usually in December for us. Some school will start maybe late November, but based on my experience, I always get that letter within the December time before you go on winter break, and then you have to give them a response before, say, maybe January 5, round about there, when the school term starts, the next term starts. Okay, So be encouraged. Lots of jobs are available out there. Make sure that you are the right person that they're looking for. And if you get that job, all the best. Give it your best shot. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on another live session. These lives will not be very long. I am just trying to put some information out there to engage with my subscribers, my audience, my trained, effective, and reliable teachers. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I'll see you next time.